Yeah, man.
YouTube, what's going on? If you're new here, my name's Roger. I own a company called QVO Tactical where we make holsters and gear and also some content for this channel. In today's video, we have something very cool to show you all. This is something very new to us and we definitely had a blast with it on the range. Of course, I'm talking about the lever action Henry X Model 4570 with a modern look from Ranger Point Precision, Primary Arms, and Griffin Armament. So as always, I like to tell you guys how I go about getting these products in for review. Much like everybody else, we have kind of become addicted to the Taylor Sheridan TV shows. I'm talking about shows like Yellowstone and 1883. If you watch these shows, then you definitely see a lot of lever action gunfights. This got me thinking about how I've never actually used a lever action rifle. I then got to thinking about how cool it would be to make a modern day lever action video. So I reached out to Henry Rifles and pitched my idea. They liked the idea and told me that they would be able to get me one of their rifles in a couple of months. Flash forward to now and we have that rifle. I then reached out to the Ranger Point Precision team as they manufacture some of the coolest modern rails, stocks, and accessories for lever action rifles. They were kind enough to send us out all of the furniture needed to build this 4570 up. I also let our good friends over at Primary Arms know about the video that we were making and I wanted to try it out with both an LPVO as well as a red dot. They sent us their 1:8 SLX rifle scope as well as an SLX prism optic. Lastly, we wanted to suppress this thing, so I reached out to our friend over at Griffin Armament and they sent out their awesome Bushwhacker 46 so that we could keep this gun quiet. I want to take a minute right here to thank every single company involved. We are truly grateful that they are willing to work with us to produce these videos. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into the specs of this lever action build. The Henry X Model 4570 is a lever action rifle that combines past and present in order to make a feature-packed modern big bore rifle. The rifle features a 19.8-inch barrel with a 1-in-20 twist, an overall weight of just over 7 pounds, and a magazine tube with a 4-round capacity. The rifle is drilled and tapped so that you can mount your choice of optic like this Primary Arms SLX 1:8 LPVO we have here. Primary Arms is making some of my favorite glass as of recent, and you all know they make my favorite reticle, the ACSS. In addition to that, the awesome team over at Ranger Point Precision has provided us with some modern upgrades. The first being their M-Lok aluminum adjustable buttstock. This stock is made from 6061 Type 3 anodized aluminum and weighs less than the factory stock at 22 ounces. The stock is adjustable so that you can get it placed just right for you in relation to your scope height. It also features their dead blow recoil pad, which is something we really appreciated with this larger caliber. Ranger Point Precision also makes an awesome M-Lok aluminum handguard. This too is made from 6061 T6 aluminum and has an overall length of 13.25 inches. It features several M-Lok rail positions for accessories like this Arisaka finger index, as well as a QD swivel spot for your sling. We chose to go with the Flatline Fiber Company padded sling in the awesome tiger stripe pattern. It is both very functional and comfortable while out on the range. Ranger Point Precision was also nice enough to send us their quivers for both the buttstock and the handguard, which worked really well, as you will see later on in this video. They each hold an additional 6 rounds and can be mounted on either side, making them ambidextrous. Now, if we are going to make this a modern day lever action rifle, of course we want to suppress it. With this being the large 4570 caliber, we definitely needed a large bore caliber capable suppressor. If you too find yourself in this situation, Griffin Armament has you covered with their Bushwhacker 46. This suppressor utilizes their patent-pending EcoFlow baffle technology. This baffle system provides reduced back pressure, greater structural strength, higher heat resistance, and longer service life. It is also pretty compact at just under 8 inches for being a large caliber suppressor. The suppressor has a variety of mounting options and we chose to go with the taper mount interface for this rifle. Alright guys, with all of these specs out of the way, let's get into what you all came here to see, the range footage. As always, we like to record our first rounds on camera, so here is that footage now. All right, guys, the day is finally here. We are out on the range shooting this lever action Henry X model 4570. It's actually my first time ever shooting a lever action, so I'm pretty stoked that it is with this model. As I said in studio, we got it pretty tricked out with a bunch of different stuff. We're actually going to shoot it unsuppressed for my first rounds, and then I'll have everybody try it out unsuppressed. Then we'll throw on that Griffin Armament Bushwhacker 46 and shoot it suppressed, and that way we just kind of get two different variations of our first round impressions. So here we go, first rounds. Shooting some 350 grain. Woo! Yeah, man. Definitely has a little bit of oomph to it, but I definitely understand like the joy that everybody gets of shooting these. John's been talking about just shooting his lever action all the time, and I get why now. So speaking of John, let's get him up here now. All right, we got John up now with the Henry X model 4570. Give it a whirl.
That's it. Well, they ejected all the way, huh? That's nice. Woo!
So compared to your, you said you had an older Marlin lever action, right?
Yeah, I haven't shot it much, just like once, but it's pretty sweet. This thing's nice.
All right, we got Jade up now. She looked a little nervous after watching us shoot it first, but I think she's got this. Go for it, give it a whirl. There you go. Nice. So, was it as bad as you thought it was going to be, or did we hyped it up too much?
I think you hyped it up too much. First shot, shocking, but fun. And then once you get the hang of it, you're like, okay, I got this, so.
Cool. All right, guys, like I was saying before, first few rounds are going to be unsuppressed, and now we have this awesome Griffin Armament Bushwhacker 46 on here. So let's see how quiet these 350 grains are. Here we go. Oh my God, world of difference. Woo-hoo! That is nothing. All right, John, you got to try this. All right, we got John up now trying the 4570 out with the Bushwhacker 46. Go for it, bud.
Nice.
That is so much better.
Yeah, it is. So much less painful on the ears, huh? Nice.
So Jade, I'm assuming this is probably the biggest gun you've shot so far?
Ever, yeah.
In your very limited firearms career?
Yes.
All right, well, let's give it a whirl with the Bushwhacker 46. Thoughts on the Bushwhacker 46?
Note to self, keep your teeth closed.
Nice.
It sounds great from behind, even off to the side. It sounded great with the, with the can on. Feels great. It's manageable, so I like it so far.
I think we can all agree that the addition of the Griffin Armament Bushwhacker 46 is a world of difference. I'm really liking this can not only just for the Henry X model 4570, but also for my 45 caliber 1911s. In a separate video, we equipped this on my Springfield operator, and it was definitely movie quiet. Okay, so next up, I wanted to get a proper zero with this 1:8 LPVO. As I started doing this, I noticed that there was excessive powder in the lever action area from each round being fired. There was so much that it got to the point where it started to jam the gun up, and we would have to disassemble it to clean it before it would function again.
Jeez, it's too gummed up, man.
As you guys see here, this was kind of giving us the trouble. This 350 grain ammo that we got, just not really good powder, I think. A lot of stuff is getting left over inside all the fire control group and just kind of gumming it up on us. So definitely get some better ammo and then get back out here with this thing because it is a lot of fun.
Unfortunately, it got to the point where we could not even finish our range sessions, so we actually headed home and I had to find some better quality ammunition. This is where the awesome team over at Hornady came into play. For the life of me, I could not find any of their 325 grain Lever Revolution 4570 ammunition for sale. I then reached out to their marketing team and explained what we had going on in this video. I asked them if I could purchase some rounds so that we could finish this video, and instead they decided to jump on board with supporting our video and sent us ammunition free of charge so that we could get this video finished for you guys all to check out. Let me just say that we are super grateful, and at the same time, it is awesome to see all of these companies coming together in order for us to make these videos so that everyone can watch. This video definitely would not have been possible without Hornady helping us out, so thank you again, guys. With that being said, John, Jade, and I headed back out for another range session. I immediately got set up and got this thing zeroed to our liking, and then as expected, we just started having a lot of fun with this lever action.
So I'm happy with this zero at 100, especially with our makeshift table wobbly bench rest setup, but confirming on steel, that's where I had it, that's where it went, so I'm good with that. All right, let's have some fun now. All right, guys, the day is finally here. We are back out on the range with our lever action from Henry. As you guys saw in the previous footage, having major issues with that other 300 grain or 350 grain 4570 we had. It was just a super slow burning powder and was causing this thing to gunk up. Definitely all on the ammunition. We were able to return it and get a refund, but we were having a hard time finding some 4570, at least places that would let us buy enough to get this video done. So we reached out to Hornady, like I said, in studio, and again, huge shout out to the crew over there because they were able to send us some of their Lever Revolution 325 grain FTX. Guy Hornady, thank you so much, guys. Without you guys, we couldn't have got this done. But yeah, we just got a proper zero. I'll roll that B-roll in here in a second. But now that we got the zero, we're gonna do some standing shots at 100 yards. If you could pan over there and look for me, you'll see we got a TA target, C-zone target, all the way out at 100. And I'm gonna do my best to get some shots on target from 100 yards. So without further ado, let's start having some fun. Here we go. There it is. Yeah, man. 3 for 3, baby. Oh man, this thing is so much fun. Like just thinking back to Westerns, and you all know we shoot so many modern guns, 2011 AR-15s, but taking some time to bring one of these out in a modern day fashion, I'm definitely digging this thing, and suppressed, it's just pretty awesome. So, but this is actually like one of John's favorite rifles, so I'm gonna get him in here and let him see what he can do at 100 yards. All right, we got John up now with the Henry X Model 4570 at 100 yards. Give it a whirl, bud. Rocking that Hornady 325 FTX. Nice.
Oh, I think it's pretty nice.
Dang, like a pro. I mean, other than the rifle being extremely long and heavy.
It's fun. Honestly, it's pretty satisfying to hit that at 100, so.
Now we were all crushing that steel at 100 yards while standing. This is not an extremely difficult shot by any means. However, I will say that this entire setup is definitely heavier than what I'm used to, and shooting that 45-70 round definitely had a little more punch than what I'm used to. Next up, we had to run our favorite drill. Yes, the bill drill. Yeah, guys, I know this drill is typically done with 6 rounds and not only 4, and it's also done with semi-automatic guns and not lever action rifles. However, on this channel, we like to have fun, guys, and we like to do what we want. So we ran some bill drills. Check this out.
All right, so just for fun, we got John here. He is going to run a 4-round bill drill with the lever action. Here we go, stand by. Got a total time of 9:35. All right, let's try to cut that at least a quarter down. Here we go. Woo, we got an 842 on that mini A-zone steel. Where is that thing? Can barely see it. There it is. 50 yards out, A-zone steel, 4-round bill drill with the Henry lever action in 842. Woo! All right, so of course I have to try this bill drill out as well. We're doing a 4-round bill drill because capacity on the Model X 4570 is 4 rounds of 4570. With that being said, John ran a time of 8 something, I believe. I want to get a little below that. A-zone steel, 50 yards out. Let's see how we do. Primary arms, ACSS Griffin, 1-8. Stand by. Hey-oh! 4 for 4, baby. Total time 5:89. First shot was a 151. So I'm gonna run it a couple more times and see how I do. But man, when it impacts on that A-zone, if you can look out there, it just moves it. That thing was facing me and it just knocks it. It's crazy. All right, guys, so 325 grain, 4570 is no joke. As you can see, we were coming out here to move that A-zone steel towards us again to run some more lever action bill drills. But if you want to come over here and look at that impact freaking knocked the whole bolt out. I got more bolts and screws at home, so I'll be able to fix that no problem, but definitely won't be shooting it like this in this condition. But yeah, I know everybody's telling me shooting 4570 is gonna really move that steel. I did not think it was gonna move it that much. It's pretty freaking sweet.
Now, it was starting to get dark out, so we finished up this range session with a simple drill, engaging some steel targets while standing and then engaging the rubber dummies while on the move. Now this drill definitely isn't the most difficult one out there. However, it was more difficult with the lever action. It was still manageable and it was still a lot of fun. And there's just something about having to actually manually cycle the action of this gun that makes it a more enjoyable experience, at least in my opinion anyway. Okay, so moving on, I wanted to do another range session with this setup. So Jade and I headed out to our shooting spot last weekend for some more lever action fun. This time while out on the range, I wanted to practice some reload drills with the Ranger Point Precision Quivers.
All right, guys, back out on the range for day 3 with our modern day lever action setup. We were losing daylight during the last range trip, so we had to cut it short. And then I also switched out to the primary arms SLX 1x Prism. This optic has the ACSS Gemini in green. They were nice enough to send this out to us. It's super easy to pick up in the super bright sun. I will show you guys that here on camera in a bit. I also want to practice some more of those reload drills that you guys saw in the previous footage. So that being said, let's see how we do. Stand by. See, we got a time of 2 rounds in 4.29. First shot was a 6.4 with a 365 split. Let's run a few more. Oh, because you get further back here, it's a little trickier. Still got it though. There we go. And the last guy, yeah, a little harder back there with that angle, but still manageable. Now we'll try from the front. All right, guys, now we're gonna try some of those reloading drills from the front quiver here and see how we do. Stand by. Got a 472, so comparable, a little slower. First shot was a 742 as well, but definitely doable. I definitely think as I get further up the quiver though in the front, it's gonna be a little harder for me to reach, so I'll probably have to bring the gun in, but let's try it, see how we go. A little further out, a little harder to reach. Yep, so here I'll have to bring it in over the shoulder, come through, back it in, bring it in the pocket. Ooh, I kind of like that though. Much easier to work right up here in the workspace. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, I'm digging it from the front quiver for reloading. Definitely feels easier manipulating everything up here up close. So, but it is nice to have both because now you're rocking what, an extra 12 rounds. So let's do some up close footage now and kind of go over that.
All right, guys, I know right away several of you, I've already run down to the comment section, and you're gonna ask, why didn't I just combat load like I would on a pump action shotgun by throwing the round into the action and then sending the action forward? This too was my initial thought. However, when I was trying to do this at speed, I just kept inducing a malfunction and I could not get consistency with this drill.
Back here from this quiver, pull out, boom, and it up. The rear quiver in the, why do you, from the rear quiver, come in, boom. I don't like the barrel insert.
This resulted in me practicing some 1R1 drills by shooting the round, cycling the lever, and then reloading from the quiver into the magazine tube before firing off the final round. I still found this method to be pretty fast, and more importantly, I consistently got the result that I wanted.
Camo. Yeah, man. All right, now we're gonna do some reloading from the front quiver here and just see how the manual of arms looks. Here we go, stand by. Bring it out of the pocket, getting back in the pocket, cycling the action, and back on. Yeah, I definitely like bringing that up into my workspace here, able to get in there, access the quiver, feed into the ejection port, or sorry, feed into the feeding tube right there. Digging it.
Now, I posted these drills on Instagram and on a YouTube short video, and the army of keyboard warriors came out to play. For those of you who genuinely were just giving constructive criticism, awesome guys, I appreciate it. For the many others, I will say this. Yes, we are familiar with the combat loading method like a shotgun. It is something that I've done for several years, as it was taught and required during my law enforcement days. Yes, I too thought this was going to be the most efficient method. However, when I was doing it for speed, I consistently got malfunctions. I even took a minute to explain this on the range, and I was able to get that reload method to work when done slowly. However, the round had to fall perfectly in place in order for it to work.
All right, guys, I hope you're enjoying these reload drills. I did want to address one thing because I normally get questions down below in the comments, especially anybody that's familiar with a pump action shotgun. My Remington 870 that I use in my police days, my patrol days, whenever we would do our tack loads or our combat loads, you know, you'd fire off a round, bring the action to the rear, insert a 12 gauge round, pump it forward, and then come back up. I thought it was gonna be similar to that with this setup. However, I was finding it to be a little more difficult with the round being smaller than a 12 gauge shotgun round. Anyway, I'll illustrate it. I'll demo it in here so I can illustrate it for you guys what I'm talking about. So I come up on gun, boom, fire. I thought I'd be able to open this action here, come here, throw one in. Of course, it works now just fine. That was my initial action, or my initial idea to do. However, when I find myself doing that, I'll demo it again here. Boom, opening this. I found myself when I was moving fast, I'd come here and it wouldn't seat correctly. Or I would throw it in and it would, now it's going just fine. Anyway, when I was doing it, trying to go faster with my action here, I was finding it to be a little more difficult and it wasn't going the way I wanted to go. However, of course, when I go to show you guys that on camera, it works just fine. So I guess that could be a different reload method for you guys if you wanted to try it out. But I was finding when I was running it super fast, not even super fast, just on the timer, I was having consistency with running the front and rear quiver with having it going into the loading chamber here versus actually going into the open action. So, I mean, obviously do what works best for you. I can show you some of the blooper footage at the end. I was just having a heck of a hard time trying to get that in the chamber and go. So anyway, this is an awesome setup. I'm digging it. I didn't think lever action would be something that I would be like super excited about, but this is just such a fun thing to shoot. So definitely recommend getting one for yourself, guys.
So again, for all of you guys in the comment section, please make sure to check out this portion of the video before going off about the reload method in the comment section. Guys, I'm not saying that you should not do the combat load method where you place a round into the open chamber. I'm just saying that this method was not efficient for me because I kept inducing a malfunction when attempting to do it. If it's something that you can do at speed, consistently, and efficiently, dude, more power to you, and that's awesome. For me, I wasn't able to do it, so I chose to go with the method that I showed you guys. Now, since I knew this lever action range day was going to be a lot of fun, I decided I wanted to pick up a couple of watermelons and some large bottles of water before we hit the range. I wanted to do some slow motion footage of that large 45-70 round hitting these objects. So here's that footage now.
All right, guys, something I probably haven't done since I was a kid is going out in the desert and shooting stuff like watermelons and bottles of water. So with this being a 300 grain bullet, definitely want to try it out. So shooting here on the iPhone, but actually over there I have the Nikon set up recording at 100 frames per second with audio, so we can actually have a close-up of the slow-mo as well. So here we go. Yeah, man. It is very satisfying.
Yes, a little bit.
Go for it, Jim. Woo. That definitely might have got the camera.
That was a pretty good spatter.
Very satisfying shooting stuff.
Alright guys, so who doesn't like slow motion footage of objects exploding? I mean, from the times as a kid on the range to now, just blowing stuff up is always going to be fun, even more so when it's in slow-mo. Now earlier guys, I mentioned that we switched out to the Primary Arms SLX Prism Optic with the green ACSS reticle. As you can see here, the glass is extremely clear and the reticle is nice and bright. It's a nice and bright green, which can easily be seen in bright sunny days. I did get a lot of snarky remarks about the optic height. I know that traditionally most people run very low optics on their hunting rifles. As you are aware, the theme of this video has been the modern day lever action rifle. I like to run high optics mounts on my modern iron rifles. This allows me to keep my head up. It feels more natural and it's more comfortable to me, as it's what I prefer. The same goes for this 4570 when running it with the Ranger Point Precision buttstock in this configuration. It felt more natural and more comfortable to me, so that's what I did. If this is not your particular cup of tea, guys, you can always use the low mount that is included with the primary arms optics. Just pick whatever works best for you guys. What I do might not be best for you and vice versa, so try it out on the range, see what feels better to you, and go with that. All right, guys, so my overall thoughts now on the Henry X Model 4570 lever action build with the Ranger Point Precision furniture, the primary arms optics, and the Griffin Armament Bushwhacker 46 suppressor. This thing is way too much fun. I know I mentioned it before, however, having to actually manually cycle the lever just makes for a much more enjoyable experience in my opinion. For those of you who enjoy shooting pump action shotguns, in my opinion, is like that, but more fun. I already want to get another one of these. I want one in the 357 caliber. I think it would be a lot of fun to make almost a tactical CQB version in that caliber of a lever action rifle. Possibly something that you're going to see here on the channel at a later date. If you've been on the fence about getting a lever action rifle, I definitely think it's worth looking into. Again, it's a lot of fun. It will definitely put a big ear-to-ear smile on your face, and there's something really cool about the nostalgia surrounding this platform. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap up our video on the modern day lever action build. Again, big thank you and huge shout outs to Henry, Ranger Point Precision, Primary Arms, Griffin Armament, and Flatline Fiber Company. We are all super grateful and honestly just blown away with all the support from every company involved. Again, thank you. Guys, we appreciate all of you checking out the video. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up down below, as that does help out the channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we post new videos every week. If you want to further support our channel and our content, please check out that Patreon link down below. Our Patreon squad is a huge reason why we keep making these videos for you guys all to watch. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Any of you wondering about the shot placement with those reload drills on that 4570? There you go. That's some Hornady Lever Revolution 4570 rounds. Yeah, definitely some well-placed shots. Digging it. All right, so walking down here to check out the damage to these bad boys. That's what we're looking at. Whew! 4570, no joke. Craziness. And as you guys can see, watermelons are no more. But these are coming with us because we throw away our trash. When you go out in the desert and shoot, you throw away your trash.